A body under the name Coalition of Ebonyi State Frontline Governorship candidates are lamenting the rate of insecurity, abuse of power, violation of human rights, and outright attack on opposition parties in the state by agents of the state government. At a media briefing in Abuja, candidates of the People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party, Action Alliance, and the All Progressives Grand Alliance said that the situation in Ebonyi State is getting worse by the day as kidnapping, flogging of innocent citizens, and harassment by the state security outfit Ebibagu is now the order of the day.
The first sign of the descent to fascism was when some civil servants were publicly flogged by security forces on the directive of the state chief executive. The flogging of civil servants, greater inhuman acts were meted to innocent citizens who were engaged in a work for peace for Mr. P2B and the Labour Party. The state government has adopted tyranny and disdain for political freedom as its strategy for repression. Our people woke up 2 Sundays ago to the strange news of the adoption of a former 2-term member of House of Representatives, Honorable Linus Abba Okori, in Abakaliki, the state capital. While Ebonyians were aroused by concerns for the whereabouts and safety of the former federal lawmaker, it was revealed that Honorable Linus Okori was arrested by operatives of the Ebibagu militia, which operates with impunity at the orders of the state government. The Inspector General of Police should critically investigate the gross abuse of their mandate by the police in Ebonyi State, who now seem to be actively promoting the wrongdoings of the state militia, Ebibagu. Example, in the case of Linus Okori, where the police is justifying Ebibagu arresting a citizen and detaining him in their facility for days. The recent actions of the police supporting Ebibagu, a pursuit security outfit, runs contrary to the directives of the IG on the use of such outfits.
Edward Nkwegu there, he is the candidate, of course, of the Labour Party and the spokesperson of that group. Well, let's bring in to the studio now governorship candidate in Ebonyi State. He's actually representing the All Progressives Grand Alliance. That's speaking of Professor Bernard Odoh. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Wow, a lot of allegations going in the way of the current governor of Ebonyi State right now. So help us understand. What is going on in Ebonyi State right now?
All is not well today in Ebonyi State. All is not well. The state is under extreme repression and oppression. People are not allowed to express themselves freely. The campaign season has begun based on any guideline. The state government, using her agents, consistently has warned that if you are not supporting APC, you are not allowed to campaign in the state. Just a few days ago, I visited one of our local government, precisely the local government, to address our supporters. And my convoy was attacked, open fire, by the Ebibagu people. The government consistently will deny, but we know them, we see them. Every neighborhood in the city, in the state, across the state, virtually every time you do 50 meters, you see armed men all over the place, harassing people. Recently, civil servants were flogged under the supervision of the governor for coming to work late. There are procedures for disciplining civil servants. If you come to work late, there are procedures. There are laid out rules. There is Civil Service Commission. A governor supervising flogging on civil servants is very undemocratic. It doesn't exist anywhere. We are seeing that for the first time. Even under the military, it didn't happen. So all is not well. And our poverty under his supervision has grown from 56% in 2015 to 79.79% now.
We'll talk about the indices in Ebonyi State, but I want to stay on security, especially the allegations you've actually led. I did see that report earlier on in the week where you had accused agents of Ebibagu of attacking your convoy, but the commander of Ebibagu in Ebonyi State, Friday Nana, has denied this. He says there's no report of that.
They have virtually denied everything. Even when you get them right-handed, they will still deny you. All this government does is to deny.
Right.
The facts are there.
Okay, so this.
What about Linus Okori, Honorable Linus Okori? They were the who were arrested and handed over to police. Is it their job? Right. When did police start to abdicate their responsibility to Ebibagu?
I was going to take you to the area of the police, because at the end of the day, all of these allegations that you are laying, on the feet of the government in Ebonyi State right now. Have you laid a formal complaint to security agents?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
In my team, we had DSS men who went to that place with me. We had police officers who were there on my team. They were eyewitness reporters to the incident. On arrival in the city capital, I reported to DSS and the police. So it's a fact. It is there.
So what did they do with the report that you've given to them concerning the attacks? Because at the end of the day,
I haven't seen any action.
we do have an elections coming up in about 4 months. You are running for governor, and you and other opposition candidates, you are alleging that it's not convenient for you to go for campaigns. So what is your next move? Since you say you have reported to the security agents and nothing has been done.
My being here is part of the move. We're escalating the information.
Right.
We are getting this to the global community. The situation in Ebonyi calls for aggressive intervention. If things go on like this, the place will break down. That will be total anarchy. Because you can't run a state like this. It's anarchy that he's calling for. So we're escalating the news. We had a press conference this afternoon. I am here tonight. I'll be in Channel tomorrow morning. I will be in virtually all the media houses in the next 2 days. This is not right for us. We are in the 21st century. If you want a candidate to win, if he's popular, let him campaign to issues.
So why do you think this is happening to opposition
Because
parties?
the APC candidate is unpopular. People don't want him. But the governor wants to force him on the people. It doesn't work. There are about 6 political parties now running for this election. From Enugu State all the way to Ebonyi, you will not find billboard of PDP, ABGA, Labour Party, any other party, except the candidate of APC. They virtually removed all the billboards across the state. They have left only billboard of APC. They don't want to see any of us campaign. No access to public arena, no access to their own radio, no access to...
Okay, so since you've actually laid a complaint to the local police authorities there, and you say, according to you, they've not really taken this up, how about taking an official petition to the Inspector General of Police while you're here in Abuja? Because at the end of the day, the police is still a federal agent, not an agent of the state.
Absolutely. Part of our action plan in the few days to come is what you have just mentioned.
Right.
We're going to be in the office of IG tomorrow. We'll visit the office of NSA. We'll go to Chief Army Staff. We'll visit all the security chiefs and make sure these complaints are before them.
Right, so that way, you know, they are aware of the situation there.
Exactly.
But let's also talk about the fact that you used to be the secretary to the Ebonyi State government until you left in 2018. And you know the history of Ebonyi. Predominantly, it has been a PDP state until, of course, Governor Dave Umahi decamped to the governing All Progressives Congress. And what would you say your chances are going up against a governing party and even parties like the PDP that has had a grip on Ebonyi State for years now?
There is a disruption going on now. No party is dominant now as things stand. Remember, we all were in the same place. The candidate of PDP today was in PDP when I was Secretary of Government. The candidate of YPP was in PDP when I was in government. The candidate of Labour Party today was in APC. We know ourselves. The changes in political dynamics hasn't affected the fundamentals. We know ourselves. The people of Ebonyi State know what they want. The key issue today before the mind of the average Ebonyi person is that the poverty and unemployment is in our highest record ever.
Okay, so that
So
takes me to my next question.
Wants to know who among these candidates will best solve their problem.
Right. So that takes me to my next question. So why do you think you are the best candidate to help them, you know, out of what you say is a dire situation? And give us specifics, the key issues you're looking to address if you become governor next year.
Between May 2015 to April 2018, I served in government. For that period of 2 years and 11 months, I consistently argued against policies that take public funds and don't return value to the people. It was part of the reason why I left. I'll give you practical examples. The overhead bridges that have been built across Ebonyi today, they are almost 18 in number. None of them is less than 7 billion. We have an education sector that needs urgent attention. our education has suffered the highest setback since 1999. Today, we have schools without seats, schools without chalkboards, schools without books, schools without the fundamentals to teach our children. Our teachers have retired in mass in the last 7 years. Over 3,000 have retired, no replacement. Our university, under the former Governor Sam Egu, our medical program was at some point ranked second after University of Ibadan. Our law program at some point was ranked the best in the country. Today, that law faculty has no accreditation. So if you look at our education, there is crisis in the place. We need to refix our education. We need to invest in the critical areas of education and ensure that our children get the best in our school system. If you go to health sector, this is a fact that you have to verify outside this studio. The entire workforce of Ministry of Health has only 6 doctors across the entire state, serving 171 electoral wards. 17 nurses, 1 pharmacist, no radiographer in the entire state. Workforce of Ministry of Health.
So the question now is, how do you intend to fix all of these issues that you are highlighting tonight?
First of all,
how do you intend to fix it?
First of all, we need to manage our waste. This year alone, the Ebonyi State government has spent over 5 billion on ceremonies. This Christmas, there is 2.5 billion approved for Christmas. How do you spend money on ceremonies when the core fundamental issues that determine your performance of indicators of human persons are not being cared for? So first of all is to look at the wastages. 2 is to streamline our activities and make sure that we invest in the right priorities. Much of the areas that is taking our funds now are not priority areas. I can tell you that. So if you take the resources that is being plowed into areas that are neither storing value or conveying value, those resources can go to health, education, and food. I'll give you another example. CBN released 10 billion to the state government to support farmers. No single farmer has received a dime from that money. That money, if you put it in the food sector, the food commodity price will go down because production will increase, supply will increase, and prices will go down. Unfortunately, food commodity price is highest in the Ebonyi State than any state in the South is today. There's no food production going on. Farmers can't go to farm.
So you're saying it's about redirecting the funds. Well, how about increasing IGR? So beyond what is being given to the state, how do you intend to
increase IGR when people are not investing in your state?
Right.
What is going on now is that poor people are being harassed for taxes, for revenue. Someone whose total business outlay is about 100,000, you ask the person to pay you 50,000. Where you get the money from?
Okay, so things have got to change, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Professor Bernard Odoh would have to say all the best with your ambition, and of course, hopefully you get some sort of respite as it concerns the insecurity issues that you have raised. So thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, I appreciate it.